And all of them, they opposed the Trump travel ban on entry from terror-afflicted countries. If that's okay with you, I'd rather have that. We're going to have very little crime in this country very soon. As soon as we get in, we're going to have very little crime in this country. There are some in New Hampshire who are actually advocating radical left Democrats to vote in our Republican primary to help make our big lead look a little bit smaller. It's not going to have a huge effect, but you know what? Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. These are subversive people. Don't let it happen. We need to send them a message. We have to send the whole world a message because the world thinks our country is a total mess, and it is. You don't want a candidate to do your bidding and the bidding of Wall Street, the Washington establishment, the fake news media, the deep state, and the military-industrial complex, of which I was a big contributor because I bought more. I rebuilt our entire military. Much of it coming from New Hampshire, as you know. Much of that beautiful new stuff, unfortunately, gave a lot. They gave a lot. They gave a lot to Afghanistan, about $85 billion worth, which is in the most shocking and horrible period of time, I think, in the history of the most embarrassing period of time in the history of our country. 13 incredible soldiers killed, 38 horribly wounded, arms, legs, face horribly obliterated, hundreds of people dead, and leaving a lot of Americans behind, and leaving $85 billion worth of equipment behind. These people are stupid people. They're stupid. They're stupid people. You know, we didn't lose one soldier in Afghanistan for 18 months. I told the head of the Taliban, the media got upset when I called. They said, why would you speak to the Taliban? I said, that's where the problem is. Remember, they asked Jesse James, Jesse, the great bank robber, Jesse, why do you go after banks? He said, because that's where the money is. I went after the Taliban because that's where the killing was. And I spoke to Abdul. I said, Abdul, don't do it. Abdul, don't do it. We didn't lose. It was a rough conversation, but that's okay. We didn't lose one soldier from that conversation on. 18 months, we didn't have one soldier. Under Obama and Biden, they had a lot of people. We didn't lose one soldier until that horrible day, that horrible, stupid day. What a stupid group of people. They took the military out first. No, you take the military out last. You get your people out first. You get your equipment out. You get your people that have helped us out. There are those people. Of course, you know, we won a war. We took people that we have no idea who they are. We didn't take the people that helped us. We took whoever was able to get into those airplanes. Remember the sight of those planes pulling up with many people on the planes, hanging onto the wheels and falling at 3,000 feet. I mean, it was what a mess. What a mess. This guy Biden is the worst we've ever had. The worst. No, New Hampshire wants a president who will never betray you, who will never forsake you, and who will never sell you out. You're not going to be sold out. And you know that because for 4 years I was your president, and you had the greatest 4 years that you've ever had. And that's why next month New Hampshire is going to weed out the insincere rhinos. Rhino. Does everybody know what that is? Republican in name only. You know, when Biden says we must stop MAGA, we must stop, let's see, is it called MAGA? I think it's called MAGA, which, by the way, is the greatest political movement by far in the history of our country. And I just wish, like, that would be on a debate stage, because I'd say, Joe, do you know what MAGA stands for? He'd go, no. And then, of course, the announcers, like a Chris Wallace, would come to his, you know, would save him. You have no right to ask that question. You know, meantime, Joe would be standing there not knowing what the hell's happening. But listen, I say, Joe, do you know what MAGA stands for? MAGA stands for, Joe, Make America Great Again. That's all it stands for. There's nothing tricky. There's nothing tricky. But you'll be able to vote for your all-time favorite president, me, which is you.